Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Veronique, the editor of VIVAMOST. And today for our first podcast, I'm welcoming Zori Ivanova from Zori Art Photography. So welcome.
Thank you very much, Veronique. I'm very happy to be with you today.
Yes, last year you exhibited 21 photographs of wonderful women in Lausanne, and I was very touched by your project and loved it so much that I welcomed already two of your women to be in VIVAMOST. So today I thought, why not talking to you a little bit more about this wonderful project.
Thank you, first of all, for the opportunity. Every time I have the chance to talk about the project, it's very, it makes me feel happy, and I want this to reach as many women as possible. So thank you for the opportunity. So yes, the idea about the photography campaign was born earlier in last year in 2019, when after my summer holidays I came back and I was feeling a little bit demotivated, as if I lost the love for this art, and I wasn't feeling basically not feeling very motivated to keep on going. And then fortunately I remembered what my photography mentor, Sue Bryce is her name, what she says. She's a very wise woman, and she says that every time you happen to be in a place of scarcity and desperation, instead of feeling sorry about yourself, or go and be jealous about what other people are creating and you're not, it happens to all of us. So just go and create something, she says. And then I said, yes, why not? I had this idea in my mind for quite some time, and I said I'll give it a go and see how it goes from there. And without really expecting much, this was the beginning of a life-changing journey for me and for the women who took part in the project.
Oh, that's lovely. Yes. So, but why did you give a title of 21 days?
The 21 Days of Real Women is a project that showcase and celebrate everyday women, just like you and me, and every woman that has flaws and imperfections. And I wanted to show and celebrate this, that we are not perfect as what media is trying to portray and sell to us, right? And I wanted to find women who struggle accepting their reflection in the mirror, because again, modern society constantly push this on us, that we need to be perfect, that only skinny and young women are worth to be seen. And through these portraits, the campaign aims to help globally women to embrace who they are with their imperfections, not to hide them, not to be ashamed of them, but embrace them, embrace their curves, embrace their wrinkles. And also the biggest goal of it was to disrupt this beauty stereotype that only certain women are worth to be seen. And then why 21? It is because I read some time ago that it was scientifically proven that the human mind needs 21 days to install a new habit. And I thought, if I share every day one story of a real woman with her portrait, I would be able to change the viewer's perception of how beauty looks like, and give an alternative beauty. And hopefully they start, after 21 days of the same thing, start to see beauty differently, and not only what is sold on magazines or advertisement or social media, Instagram.
So, Zori, your project has been doing so well. I only hear positive returns from the women that are our readers. And I'm wondering, are you not tempted to continue uh, photographing more women, another 29 to make it to 50? Or
Oh,
every
yes,
more?
yes, definitely, definitely, without doubt, Veronique. As I said at the beginning, I felt like I have lost my purpose at the beginning. And when I completed the project and when I saw this positive outcome and how it affected not only the women who I photographed, but their family and friends and random people who wrote me messages on social media saying thank you for what you've done for those women, and it gave me back my purpose, and it gave me also a passion. I was photographing families and babies and pregnant women, and I still do, but this gave me something more, and I want to do that project to make it like something like a tradition and make it once a year, every year, to have another 21 days of real women, because it gave me so much, and there are still so many other women who need that confidence boost, and who need to know that they're enough. So I will definitely do it, and I plan to add other projects as well, but this I want to make it as a tradition and make it every year, hopefully.
Oh, that's great, because I was very touched by the poem of Anne Grandchamp, who made such a like a moving poem, I Am Enough. And
Yes.
that, so you really changed her life. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So um, I'm sure that when you sent this video to find these women, you probably got more than you needed. Like I don't know how many women contacted you, but it was probably a very long process uh, to know which one will I take.
Yes, yes. So when I decided to go ahead with the project, I created uh, like a slideshow video where I was showing previous clients and before and after images, and saying, uh, if you don't like the reflection in the mirror, you are the perfect woman for me. Let me show you how beautiful you are. And I posted the video in an awesome Facebook group that we have here called Women Rock Switzerland. And actually, many of the women, not all of them, but many of them came from the group. And when I posted it, the administrator of the group, Denise, she called me, and she said, before I share this with the group, just know that I know my women, and there are many women who will contact you back because they need this. And as I said, I wasn't expecting much, honestly. I said, you're very kind, Denise, but we'll see, we'll see. I was almost, ready to maybe run Facebook ads on, I don't know how I'm going to find my women. And then she was right. Many women contact me back. They wanted to know more, but how it's done. I don't know if I'm a good fit, but I want to do it. And then because of the amount, I needed to go down to 21. I said, how on earth I'm going to choose 21? They all deserve it. And then I decided to ask them, tell me your life story, because I didn't want to share just a beautiful image of a woman. There is always something more behind the face, right? So I wanted to share her story. And I chose my 21 women based on their stories, based on the stories that were the most impactful for the viewer. And also we had so many different topics, like obesity, like chronic disease, miscarriage, divorce, every topic that either you personally or your friend, you might not live in that situation, but you know somebody and you can relate to those stories. And this is what made really the project, I believe, impactful. So yeah, this is how I narrowed them down to 21.
Okay. I was very impressed by the dresses in this project. They're beautiful. Right
Yeah.
away, I thought, wow, where can I find one of these for my next event in
Gala,
Zurich, or
yes.
for one of these gala. And that's when you said that I would be able to get all the dresses and put them in our luxury fashion category. And can you tell me a little bit about the shop that you work with?
Yes, of course. So I was quite, quite lucky. I mean, it felt like everything aligned, and I can tell that I'm not that much of a religious person, but I believe in especially lately, in the law of attraction, and I believe that when you actively, send messages to the universe, things aligned. So I knew that I wanted to do the project, and just stumbled upon this fashion boutique that was in Lausanne, where I live, and they had gorgeous dresses. And I contacted the owner, two young girls, very kind girls, and I explained the project, and I said, do you want to take part of it? And we collaborate together, and they were happy to help. So that's how I had those gorgeous dresses. And because I wanted to do the exhibition in this magazine style, that is my signature style of photography, and we needed a beautiful cocktail gowns, and I really wanted to prove that if I give the women a beautiful makeover and styling, they can look exactly the same as the women on the magazine covers. There is no difference. It doesn't matter how many kilos you are, what skin color you have, how tall you are. If you have a beautiful smile, and in the make, I mean, women, we are like lucky. We can put lovely dresses and put makeup and beautiful hair, so we can all shine. The difference between those on the magazine covers and my real women is that they have the stuff and the people working behind the scenes for them, and that's why they look gorgeous all the time. And real women, or mothers, or we don't have this every day. That's why we don't shine like this. But as soon as you give this treatment to no matter which woman, she can look extraordinary.
So you collaborate with this shop only for this project?
Yes, and everybody was very happy with the results. They really like the images, they like the cause behind it, so they are happy to continue collaborating on future projects. If you would like to know the name, it's the boutique is called Mille et une Nuits, like how it's called in English.
Thousand Nights.
1001 Nights, like in the Arab, there is like I think a fairy tale or something.
Oh,
So
yes,
yeah, they're based in Lausanne, and they have gorgeous dresses for occasions like I don't know, weddings or cocktails, red carpet.
yes, fantastic. And these ladies are different dresses. Did they have to pick something different, or how did it work?
Yeah, so what we did for every session, a session usually take about 3 hours, where we really take the time to do the hair, makeup, talk. For me, it's very important to connect with every woman on a deeper level. And of course, so I had for them usually 2 or 3 dresses to choose from, to choose their favorite one. I give my output, but it's very important for me that they see every woman see herself in the dress, and it feels like she's that like a princess for a day, and I don't want it to impose anything on anybody. So it was really a collaboration between the woman and me to create something together. So yes, they usually had a choice. And in some cases, like with Christine that you already interviewed, her style is very rock and roll. She never wears evening gowns. So I went into, her in her direction and said, okay, why don't we make rock glamour, and you can wear your Doc Marten boots and your leather jacket, and I'll put like a tutu skirt, which will make it more girly. And she loved it. It was such an amazing day. Everybody was happy. I was in my team of glamour, and she stayed who she is. And still, she said, I have never seen myself like this, but I love it. If I had put her in a just a very glamorous gown, it wouldn't be her. So it wasn't the point of the project, to change who she is.
Yes, I like the style, the mix between gala and rock and roll. It was fantastic. Yeah. Yes, that's one of my favorite of the one I saw so far. So, yeah.
Thank you.
So, did you achieve your goal with your project? And you had a goal to start with. Did you achieve?
Yes, definitely. So the project, it went beyond what I expected and beyond my wildest dreams, because I hear people saying that I've changed those women's lives, but most people, they don't really know that they changed mine a lot more, because when I compare that, it feels like for each woman we had our collaboration between me and her, but for me it was between me and 21 of them. So it was so much big of impact on me, and all their stories, they touched me so profoundly. And we had we cried and we laughed together in the studio and during the exhibition as well. And I saw even guests on the exhibition that there was one very touching story about a miscarriage, and I saw one of a friend guest, a friend of one of the women who came as a guest, and she felt she went upstairs and she was crying. Probably she went through something like this. There are so many women who go through this, and it's kind of taboo. We are not very aware of it, I'm sure it touched many people on a deeper level. I hope that even if at that moment it felt very hard on the people who can relate to this story, I hope that it is part of the healing process. So definitely I had two goals. The first one was to really help women love themselves and not try to be to put up with those standards that are actually impossible to be perfect. Perfection does not exist. Maybe we are just perfect as we are. And I think that I achieved this because of the feedback from the women. They are all very happy. Sometimes they just, came to see the images with tears in their eyes and they said, is this really me? And they were so happy. And then the other goal, again, to disrupt the beauty stereotype. I think it's a long way to go, but we started a conversation, and the more we do it, the more it will, I think, get accepted. That especially women, I insisted on photographing women after they're 40. There was Gwen that she was 27 or 8, but most of them were after they're 40, because you don't see women after 40 in advertisement, or you should be like a big star to be on a cover of a magazine after 40. And it's a shame. It's not right. I mean, we still want to be, I'm not in my 40s, but I will be like in 5 years, so I still want to be seen, um, and yeah, it's not only about youth and perfection. And I actually wanted to quote one of my favorite photographers who passed away last year, Peter Lindbergh, and he was saying that our mission as photographers, and this is very interesting because we are the one that worsen the problem as well through Photoshop. So he said, we as photographers are the one who should help women, who should free women from the terror of youth and perfection. It doesn't, yeah, and it's exactly what it happens. Only young and perfect on the covers or ads, or what you see like on Instagram, the curated reality. And actually we should be the one that empowers women. And I do retouch images as well. It's the way it is, but there is a difference between making something slightly better and completely changing the person in the picture. And it's not about this. I don't want to erase wrinkles. Not everybody, people forget that not everybody has the chance to grow old. Some die, so why erase wrinkles when you can? It's a journey you've been on, and you should be proud that you have them. And yeah, we, unfortunately, media is just adding to the problem, and we are also afraid for the future generation, because you and me and other women that mature through age, what's real, what's important. But for young boys and girls, they are so much under pressure on social media and how they look, and hopefully if mommy feels great, she'll be able to pass down to her daughters and give more confidence to them as well.
That's true. So do you stay in touch with these women? Most of
yes.
them are from Swiss Romand.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I told them that during the exhibition we did in Lausanne in November last year, that I count 21 new girlfriends in my life. I really am happy to have done this project, even on a personal level, because it's inevitable when when somebody tells you their deepest pain, and what they went through. It is inevitable to not to connect to that person. And I'm all about truly relationships and true people. So we even created a Facebook group together, Facebook chat, let's say, so we can from time to time see and chat and see how everybody's doing. So definitely we stay connected. And for the one that lives close by, I try to see them and go and grab a coffee together. And they are all amazing women. I feel so honored that I could photograph them and hear their stories and share it with the world.
Mm-hmm. So what are your future projects?
I'm still in the process of finding, I want to do a few other exhibitions, at least in the bigger cities in Switzerland. So I'm still looking for a location in your city, in Zurich. We were supposed to do one in Geneva in late April, and then of course the situation happened, and so we moved it to September. I hope by the end of 2020 we can do it in Zurich as well. and maybe then in Bern, we'll see. But I definitely want to make it travel. I hope we can make it even travel to cities outside Switzerland, in Europe, hopefully. And then I have a few other projects that I wanted to start working on, and I think the first one I'm going to start will be inspired by mothers and their relationships with their children, which I think is the most beautiful thing that exists. And so I'm planning on starting now one that is called Motherhood. And
I'm sorry, but I think you already started motherhood, didn't you?
I wanted to start it, and everything was ready to launch it. Just it was mid-March, and then the lockdown happened, so I couldn't really go ahead with it and invite people to be photographed, because right now my studio is closed. But I'm going to launch it these days, and so it will be open for women to apply.
Mm-hmm.
It will be the same concept, with the difference that it will be with mothers and children, and not only women, but with the same concept.
Oh, the same 21 women.
I'm actually not sure about the number. If I want to limit it to 21, we'll see how much of demand I have on this one. Maybe it will be more. We'll see. It's, in this situation everything is so uncertain. I hope the studio will be open soon. Actually, starting from today, the Swiss government softens a little bit the restrictions, so hopefully soon we can be back to work. I have been doing a little bit of outdoors photography, but for that kind of project I need to go back in the studio, so hopefully we can do it very soon.
Can you tell our readers where is your studio exactly?
Oh yes, of course, great question. So my studio is based in Vevey, which is very cute little town in the French part, very close to Lausanne, and Montreux. Maybe Montreux is a little bit more famous. Yes, in the city center, very close to the lake. I have my studio, and I have been living in Lausanne, and soon I will be moving close to the studio. So hopefully we can continue create very soon.
Yes, well, Vevey is a very nice location, and for people from Zurich, it's only 2.5 hours.
Yes, I was very limited in my imagination before. I was advertising only to local women, and then Christine, and there was actually I had 4 women who participated in this project and came from Zurich. So
yes. As well.
if it's something that you really want to do, and have a day for yourself where it's been a long time you haven't enjoyed yourself, I think it's not that far away. You can definitely come, and for people who come from far away, I even organize something on the weekend, so we can make this work for if you have a long way to go to the studio, to come to the studio.
Yes, I would encourage people to do it, really.
Thank you.
Yes, I saw that you are going to do another project you told me about for cancer survivors.
Oh yes, this is another idea. I was on a networking event in Lausanne with a lady. She came all the way from Zug, I think, to do the event, and she's quite extraordinary. She's a cancer survivor, and she turned things for the positive, and actually decided to be a cancer coach. That I never knew that this even exists, but it's definitely something that I guess people need, because she said, I know from experience, when you've been through this, it's obviously very scary, and you don't have the support from the doctors. I mean, it's not their job. They just diagnose you, and then you have to find a way. They treat you physically, but you need a psychological support to go through this. And so she's doing this for people who go through cancer, and on how to put their mindset on the right place. And I'm very happy I met her, and I said, I'm very interested to do a campaign, but I never knew where to go and look for cancer survivors, let's say. And I want to do it because it's a beautiful cause, and I feel like those women, they definitely need that reminder that they're still alive, they're still beautiful. I've already seen some projects in the past where they give cancer survivors or women who go through cancer, they lost their hair and their eyebrows and eyelashes, and they put it a wig and the same thing, beautiful makeup and a dress, and it just reminds them that they're still the woman they are, even if the physical appearance is not the same. So I definitely want to give this boost to women who go through this scary phase of their life. So this is still to be defined in more details as a project, but it's on the list of I want to do this.
Well, two great projects are coming up.
Yeah.
I would be happy to publish their stories and to as well.
Oh,
it sounds exciting.
Great. I'll be honored to be on the blog. Thank you so much. The future is very exciting, and I hope that I can be exciting to people with the portraits I create, and I hope to share the journey with you and the readers and everybody who's watching.
Well, thank you so much, Zori, for your time, and I wish you a great success.
Thank you. I thank you.